Hello, class. Dr. Barbara Gast here. Well, so we're in a week 7 for BUS 7200, the values class or ethics. Many questions have come up, so I thought I would just reach out to you and say this. You can reuse the information you built over the 7 weeks to design your case. So you're going to have what we call self-plagiarism. That's where you copy yourself because you've already submitted it, already gone through a plagiarism checker, which is a safe assign. And so when you submit it again, it's going to recognize your work. This is called self-plagiarism. As a rule, we don't allow it, but with this, we do. The exception is this, is that you have each of the weeks, since we started the class, you've been building a portion of the case. Now we're going to compile all the parts, and they're going to be similar. So I don't want you to get too excited that there's a high plagiarism. I can read the report. I can tell if you're copying from another student or if you're something that you wrote and you're recycling it. You will not have 100%. Let me stress that. If it's 100%, you haven't really written anything original this week. Okay. You will if you're doing it properly. And that is you're writing the introduction, you're putting your parts together, and then you're going to wrap it up with a summary at the end. You probably will highlight what is the ethical issue that's being discussed. You will probably give how it ended. If it hasn't ended, maybe it's an ongoing process. Maybe you will offer some solutions. So what's our rationale here? It's when we had this out, for instance, for learning purposes within the classroom, or if you're doing it within your company, that's many times how we learn by our mistakes, is that we want to just describe the situation. Do not write in first person, write in third person, even if it's happening to you. We want to remove ourselves as if we're looking down on the situation. So you're writing this case, and then it stimulates discussion as to how could be a better way of resolving it. So that's in essence what we've done. So don't forget, you will have a reference page. You'll be either citing the textbook, other sources, maybe people you've interviewed, which by the way will be in the body of the paper and not on the reference page. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, we have some confusion because of the practicum. The practicum, which many of you are also taking, the practicum requires that you have original work. That means the memo that you're drafting as we get through the weekend, the first of next week, you're going to have that memo that summarizes everything you've done in the practicum. You're going to send that to your supervisor for their signature. That work needs to be original. I don't want to see 50% of it being written in someone else's words, meaning it's maybe something you wrote earlier, but the practicum is different. It needs to be original. What did you get out of this whole process? So the application of theory to practice is what we're looking with the practicum. With the values class, with the ethical view, we have assembled this case, and the case becomes a teaching tool. And since you've been writing on it all through, it would make sense that you're going to have a high similarity index. So I want to rest assured your fears, that's not going to be an issue unless you're copying someone else's paper. Now, it's another issue, but we don't want you doing that. With that being said, we're moving right along. I'm upgrading the grade book, and I guess I'll talk to you later. Take care.